Hey there, welcome to Your Riding Success TV Train with Tash Tuesday. Today we have a question from Rachel who would like to know, how do you get your horse on the bit? Not like this. Okay, so how do you get your horse on the bit? It's a question that I think every rider struggles with the most. I know I did. Contact and horse on the bit and horse behind the bit and horse in front of the bit and horse behind the vertical and horse above the vertical and horse to behind the contact and just all these things that I'm sure maybe it's just me, maybe you're handling it all fine, but I was like So to get a horse on the bit is actually quite easy. To keep a horse on the bit can sometimes become more of a challenge. But to get a horse on the bit, if you get on a horse and so right now she's not on the bit. She's just being lazy and she thinks she's over. Her session's over for the day. But her nose and her head is not on a vertical line. Her nose is above the vertical line, so she's technically above the bit. Now most riders, and it's okay if you do this, but it will never get you the result. Your horse is not on the bit. You can pull the horse on the bit like this. And she's kind of on the bit, but she's kind of a bit behind the bit too, and a bit behind the vertical. And all I've succeeded in doing is putting her head and her neck in the spot that I think it should go to look good. So when me and my girlfriend, we knew nothing about dressage and nothing about anything. We wanted our photos to look good. So we actually weren't that good. Sometimes if we went like this and seesawed a bit, we could get our horse on the bit and we'd go take a photo, take a photo, take a photo, and we'd just take a photo of like that. But you have to understand, get over what the head and the neck looks like. It doesn't matter what the head and the neck are doing. The head and the neck is a reflection of what the back is doing. If the back is up, if the hind legs are engaged and the hind legs are stepping under, then that means the back comes up. Hello, Hugo. And the back is working and rounded. That means the neck has to be rounded, and that means the horse will be on the bit. So when you just work the head and seesaw and try and hold your hands like this and go, yeah, I can get my horse on the bit, I can get my horse on the bit. No, you can get your horse to go, to look like it's in a frame, but it's not a horse on the bit. So to get a horse on the bit, I know riders like to start and walk, but it's much, much better to start in trot. Because in trot, you have a bit more forward momentum. And the forward momentum is what keeps your horse on the bit. Now, she's obviously schooled. She knows how to, work properly. So can I just and if I drop my rein, she's just going to stretch because she's just done work. So this is, if you've worked your horse correctly on the bit and you drop your reins, your horse should do that nice stretch. Because she's just stretching out her back muscles and her neck muscles because she's been worked correctly the whole time. So, Gretchen, are you going to, oh thanks Hugo, are you going to be a good demo horse and put your horse, there we go. So I have to do this to get her head up, but there's your horse with her horse head above the bit and you're like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? The first thing is get forward. Okay, so you'll say to me, yes Tash, I've got forward. Look, the horse is forward, but she's still got her head in the air. So what do you have to do? You have to take on your outside rein, not hard, don't pull it, don't jab it, don't do anything with it. You just take your outside rein so you have a contact with it. You ask the horse with your inside leg to move its rib cage over into your outside rein and over into the outside. And then when she does that, and if your horse doesn't listen to the inside leg, you can use a little bit of inside rein, just a light on the rein. And then you push with both legs once you have her on the bit and say, cool, come to my hand, come to my hand, come to my hand. Now she's on the bit. Now, like I said, getting them on the bit for a second, I feel if you apply those A's, you hold your outside rein, not pulling back, not jabbing, not strong, just a consistent, steady contact with the outside rein, push your inside leg on, and then if the horse doesn't listen, half halt on the inside rein to get the horse to bend, your horse will go on the bit. Now your horse will go on the bit for a second. If you don't then ride the horse consistently through and consistently always working on the contact and keeping the horse on the bit, your horse won't stay there. So let's just go through all of that again. So let's get her above the bit. Thank you. All right, now to get her on the bit, I take my outside rein, I use my inside leg and my inside rein if I have to. Now she's on the bit. Now how do I keep her there? I keep her there, and I'll go into trot because it's easier. I keep her there from first step one, keeping a really steady outside rein. It's really important that you keep that outside rein steady. Now, if you're learning to ride, you won't. As you rise, your hands will move. And if your hands move and keep a different contact with the horse's mouth, see, the minute my hands are moving, she's like, I'm not sitting on your bit. Why would I sit there? Because you're going to pull me in the mouth and jab me in the mouth every time you move. So it's really important that you learn and develop the skills in your body to keep that outside rein, well, both your hands really still. Then when you've got that consistent outside rein, she's still deviating between 80 and 60% of on the bit. I haven't got her 100% through and 100% connected, but I haven't got her, she's not above the bit either. And remember, the judge can't see what you feel. So it's really, there I've got her pretty much 100%. Now you might not notice, it's just a feeling. So if your horse is backed off to 60% off the bit, don't worry. The judge can't see it until she actually moves off the bit. But riders often wait until their horse is all the way off the bit before they go, oh, I better do something. Can you get above the bit, please? And they go, oh, okay, horse is above the bit, outside rein, inside rein. And then they almost give their reins. So the horse goes, you put me on the bit, then you dropped me, so I'm gonna drop. And they go put their head back up or do whatever. So the consistency in maintaining the contact is where the consistency of the horse being on the bit will be there for you. Good girl. So it's really, really important you work on you. So you've got to work on your seat to be able to keep those hands still. And like I said, don't go, I've put the horse on the bit, now I can just relax and do nothing. You're constantly having to repeat the aids, inside leg to outside rein, keeping the horse forward, coming to the bit. Like I said, she was only 75% on the bit. I rode a little bit more forward, half holded a little bit more on the outside rein, and then she came even more over her back and even more through because her hind legs were more active, and then she came softer in the head and neck. So that's what you're working towards. That's what you're getting the horse to understand. Like, she's been trained quite a lot, so she doesn't go above the bit even if I back off a little bit, but she does not come as through as much. So that means if I had to ask for an aid, like a shoulder in or something, something would change because she's not completely there and through. So work on that. I know you'll have fun with that. I actually have heaps more content available for you around contact. So check out the page below if you want to look more onto getting even more answers with your contact and really taking your dressage level and results to the next stage. All right, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Your Riding Success TV. My name is Natasha Althoff, and remember, it's time to become the rider you dream to be. Oh my God, Hugo's just gone to the toilet 1,000,000 times.